What's going on, everybody? James here, ReadOptionAgency.com. 21 years selling on eBay. All right. Well, after I called in Wednesday evening, Thursday turned out almost perfect. Almost perfect. I'm Mr. Perfecto Mundo. Perfecto Mundo, I must say. Oui, oui, monsieur. Don't. Let's see here. And of course, overnight, we know for a fact that they shut down some servers last night. And of course, still, I had between 11 and 8 this morning, I believe it was. I had 3 items in 11 hours. So, kind of reminiscent of the other nights I say I think they shut down servers or did maintenance or something overnight, because I get the same results when I know they shut down. So it's one of the reasons how I kind of gauge that they shut down, because I always have something to compare it to when I know they do shut down. So yesterday we hit over 900. So it was one of those days where everything seemed to be rolling good. I don't think I had any server issues at all yesterday. No, I did not. I only got 125 listed, but that's all right. I'm shooting for 200, getting back to 200 every day, but with Vern, I'm not worried about it, because I'd rather pay him more attention right now when I can, taking him outside. He's on 3 legs now, so, and it's continuing today, so I guess it's more than just the aggravation. His cancer is about a baseball size spot now on his limb where it bends at the paw. So, right above the paw, as you've seen in videos. So he's three-legging it. So I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know how much he can take of that. So, back onto selling subject. So Jan's off today, so she's keeping him entertained upstairs, so he's not whining. He's probably watching her eat. And he's still in good spirits most of the time when he's not tired. Yesterday was definitely a recovery day, because the day before was like the first day he was on 3 legs, literally almost the whole time. So yesterday he was wiped out, which makes sense. So he slept a lot. And then when I did take him outside toward the evening, he was more spunky, like he got some rest. So that's good. I mean, when you get rid of a appendage, there's a huge, not get rid of, but I mean, it's there. But when you can't use it anymore, there's a whole different learning curve, and he's using muscles, overworking muscles right now as they build. So yeah, we'll see. So so far so good. It's still going. You can kind of. Yesterday I kind of was having a bad day because it felt like the end was getting near, until I just started breaking it down more to myself and go, he's tired. He had his first day basically on 3 legs. He's wore out, so let him rest. And him and Courtney just laid around and rested all day. So so we'll see how he goes today. Yes, it's one day at a time, so we'll see. But that is the Vern update. So overnight, we're at 9 a.m. I'm at $84, almost $85. With the shutdown, this is typical. So there was some decent, before the shutdown, I had a lot of offers that came in. So I took all those. So hopefully those will start paying. Actually, a few already did, but that'll start building up the day. Hopefully it bounces back good. It is Friday. I have a sale ending today, so we'll see if that plays into anything also. And if it does, I'm probably going to extend it out till Sunday, because it'll end at 9 p.m. tonight. So if it looks like I'm having great sales, and it could be because usually when the sales on a, I usually get, when it seems like it's working properly, I'm over $1,000 on end of sale days. So we'll see. And then Wednesdays or Sundays used to always be my biggest day. So I will have it end on Sunday and see what the results are Sunday night also, or Sunday. So we'll play with that and see where it goes. So hopefully we bounce back. But yeah, yesterday I even sold like a $60 cassette yesterday. So even some higher dollar stuff was selling. I had a bunch of different stuff. Adrian shipped last night. So as of for this morning, it's more the typical hats and media. And then I got a couple of oddball things. So, but only like 20 orders right now going out for overnight. So let's get into it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else right off the bat. I'm still down as of right now, 13.9%. So I think it was at 9% last night, maybe. So hopefully we'll chop that down a little bit. I think that's it for now. So we'll get into, and then what I like to do on weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, now that I've got my new setup working out, where when I list things, I just throw them in the glass cubes in my office. What this does is save me processing time, because shirts go in different boxes than hats and other stuff, and then I've got smalls that'll go into another size box or drawers like behind me, and then if I have heavier things, I'll want to put them someplace else. Like yesterday I listed probably like 75 to 100 sports books. Those are going to be heavier, so instead of thinking, where am I going to put these, which usually leads to me not bothering them, not touching them, and they just sit, I can list them, put them up on the shelf, and then on the weekends I worry about where I'm going to place the stuff in the cubes. So for me, the way I think, putting them in the glass cubes right there as a temporary hold helped eliminate a step which was kind of almost a roadblock for me, because I would try to process where I'm going to put it before I listed it, and then sometimes that led to, like I said, not even messing with it right now. So in order just to get through all different kinds of stuffs at all periods of time, the temporary hold is a good option. If you're having that same issue, you can use totes too, around your office or whatever, as a temp tote. Temp tote, throw it in there, and then on the weekends decide where the permanent home is going to be. And if you're unaware of like you can when you search your store, you can break it down to custom SKU and type in, instead of exact, put includes or something like that, I think. So it's not exact, because if you do exact, you have to have the uppercase and lowercase and everything perfect. If you do includes, you don't have to worry about that, so everything will come up. So if you have something in C64, you can type in C64, everything will come up, and you can bulk edit the change, moving it to its permanent home. So a little extra step there, but for me it's worth it, because like I said, I can get a lot more variety listed quicker. So but then on weekends I go into the permanent home phase, where I will, right now, since I am changing over the boxes, I'll take one of the totes up that's going to change into a box in the east wing and start that process. And I don't do that during the week because that slows me down. So weekends, I have no expectations except to clear off those shelves, but list at the same time as I'm doing it. So weekends are more of a relaxed type of, just something different for me instead of the same old thing I do during the week. All right, get to work, James. All right, you saw this at the end of yesterday's video. So that's that Six Flags pen, which is a quicker flipper. And that sold for $10, headed to Bella Vista, Arkansas. Bella Vista, Arkansas. Oh, man. Like I forgot to pull one. I'll have to pull that in a minute. Columbia hat. Nothing on True Gather or Bonanza in a couple of days. Bonanza, of course, has been, like I've said before, Bonanza's gone a lot more downhill, and True Gather has really stepped up. Or I'm starting to sell more on True Gather now than Bonanza. And that was even before I canceled the yearly subscription for placements or whatever that it was doing. So didn't really ever seem worth it. So what we got here is a lot of video game inserts and booklets. I always kind of grab the empty video game cases at the bins. If there's no CD in or no disc in it, I'll pull the inserts out of the case, because some inserts will be more valuable than others because people have the game and not the inserts, but it's a $200 game. So you could sell the inserts for $50, if you will. When they're not worth much, I just throw them in a little lot together. So this is like 9 pieces, I think. Not even that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inserts and booklets. And they sold for $8. So headed to Raynham, Massachusetts. So if you like video games and like selling this kind of stuff, I mean, $1 a piece, you know. And it's paper, you know. I didn't weigh too much, I guess. Let's see. 6.0. So, wouldn't it cost much at all? 6.1 now. Get some of these. Some of this media out of the way here. Let me just go alphabetically. All right. Click, 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 boom. There we go. All right, Madonna Immaculate Collection on cassette. Pew. So for $6.30, headed to New Rochelle, New York. New Rochelle, New York, New York. And I go through my totes and I'm like, why hasn't this sold yet? Like, one thing I've sold today, you'll see in a minute, is something that normally used to would sell pretty quick. And this thing's been in the store for a little while. Probably a long while. Next up, we got Barbara Mandrell country cassette with no sponge. So for $6.30, headed to San Bernardino, California. It's hard to see if there's a sponge underneath them. Dr. James reporting for duty. And if you're new to my videos, all the prices I do give do not include the shipping that I do charge. And what I'm doing now is adding the sponge to the cassette, if you're new. I'm shaking a lot less nowadays when I do that. There was a little bit of time where, man, my hands were just like shaky doing that. Shaky, shaky, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. All right now, why did I just... I guess that reminded me something. I'm like, Step Brothers just picture in my head, and I'm guessing it's the cover of this thing, remind me of Step Brothers for some reason. Like the movie Step Brothers just flashed in front of my head. I'm like, where'd that come from? But I guess it's got to be that cover that jogged that memory. Jogged a memory. Jogged a memory. Go ahead. Oh, I already clicked on something else. No, it wasn't this cover. I'll show you that next. Beethoven for Babies CD. Sold for $3, headed to Overland Park, Kansas. And I'll show you a couple of things that almost, kind of made it a perfect storm day yesterday with a couple of lots that sold.
Hey, Jay,
Hold on. Yeah.
can he go out the back?
I don't know if he can go down the steps.
Okay, then I'll wait. He just went to the door after drinking a bunch of water, so I didn't know if he had something to do.
Okay, I know he went both out front, so it should be all right. Yeah, she has to go down the back steps, and I don't think he can do that anymore. But he did go out front and used both bathrooms, so. All right, so I think this is what reminded me of Step Brothers. Hercules and Big Time Chunk of Love CD. Sold for $3, headed to Hayward, California. Is that the dude who was in Me, Myself, and Irene? It looks like him. He was a big dude. I'm not sure if it is or not. All right. He's got that same baby-like face. Baby face. Oh, baby face. And he's got the same body structure. Why do I feel like I had to explain myself nowadays? Because it's 2023, James. People are just going to assume you thought because all black people look alike or something. Ain't it pretty sad that you got to kind of explain yourself these days? And then half the time the people don't want to listen to your opinion or your thoughts. They just automatically assume something. And no matter what you say, they're correct. Gotta love ignorance. Gotta love it. Next up, we've got No Prima Donna, Songs of Van Morrison, various artists. Cassettes doing Van Morrison tunes. I never really listened to Van Morrison. Nothing ever grabbed me. But never sat down and listened to it. There's probably a reason for that. Sold for $6.30, headed to Akron, Ohio. I need to start one of those channels up where I'll react to music. There's so much music I've never listened to, like Van Morrison's and stuff. Really listen to them. And of course, a lot of newer stuff. I don't listen to anything new unless it's metal, hard rock. All right, what next? We got The Brides of Funkenstein live. Cassette tape. Sold for $6.92, headed to Sun Sioux City, Tucson City, California. Speak that English language, James. Frankie Miller. All right, Frankie. Frankie has no sponge either. Frankie Miller sold for $3, headed to Dallas, Georgia. To what? Dallas, Georgia. Stop trying to confuse me. Dallas, Georgia. Somebody got lost. Some city got lost. They moved Dallas from Texas to Georgia? What's going on here? I'm trying to come up with some good jokes for that while I do my sponge. If you're only listening. If you're only listening and not watching, I'm gluing another sponge for you and you, because I want you to be able to play it when you get it. Yeah. Ah, freaking thing bit me. All right. Trying to sound like Matthew McConaughey or something there. All right. Trying to sound more like Jim Carrey impersonating Matthew McConaughey or whatever his name is. I guess, weird. I've never really been like huge into pop culture, if you will. So where's the line drawn? Of course, like Power Rangers, pop culture, right? Is Jim Carrey pop culture now, or did he never cross that line? I guess not. Matthew McConaughey, is he pop culture now? I don't know. When people are making fun of you or your commercials or things you do on a comedy show, does that cross you over into pop culture? I don't know why I'm thinking about this. James, you're never going to be pop culture. You're going to be like trash culture. I have just entered the trash culture realm. All right. Are you ready for a cassette light? Blue Ridge Country Praise and Blue Ridge Country Hymns. A couple of spiritual cassettes. Both together sold for $10, headed to New Paris, Pennsylvania. Because the old parish just, I don't know what's going on over there, but we had to move it. We had to say, no, we're shutting down this one and we're moving it over to the States. New Paris it is. So this weekend, instead of going to see the Eiffel Tower, is the Eiffel Tower in Paris? Or is that London? Paris, right? Instead of going to see the Eiffel Tower, I'm going to see the homeless overpass. Yeah, the homeless overpass. Why'd you turn off? Was I that long talking? That long talking? All right. So, and this is what I created, and I don't know why I used to sell so much bulk stuff before I was making these videos. I mean, I remember Adrian he would always avoid them. I would have so many multiple orders. He would avoid pulling them and wait for me to do it. Last night he pulled them both, but there was 2 yesterday. But I used to have so many throughout the day. And I don't know what changed on eBay to slow the pace of multiple sales. And that's why I kind of changed my medium mail rate, $3.99 for unlimited items, trying to hope to revive that and bring that back. One thing I have noticed now that they changed the way I search for my items before I list them, is it's very easy to miss the search bar for your store and just type in the search bar for eBay. I got a feeling that's throwing a lot of people off, where they think they're going to be searching somebody's store and it searches eBay as a whole, because that search bar is very light. It's not very dominant at all on the page. And me knowing it's there and I miss it, people who you really have to pay close attention to use it. And that's a little bit unfair, in my opinion, to individual sellers. So, but anyway, this person came in and bought a bunch of cassettes from me. Robert Palmer, Simply Red. Lou Reed, Simply Red. Queen, Kool and the Gang, and Mick Jagger. So we got 6 cassettes. No, 8 cassettes. 6 CDs, 8 cassettes. 8 cassettes. Headed to Miami, Florida. Sold for $37. So if I can get, that's the goal for this year, is to figure out how to get more of these bulk orders. I got to find a way, and somebody mentioned, and I've tried it before, like with a $3.99 and then unlimited shipping, or $3.99 free shipping after. Or, I got to find a good wording, I guess, better wording maybe. But, somebody mentioned that, and you can do a promotion of shipping promotions. But, yeah, I checked that, and there's no way of doing it the way I'm doing it, like $3.99 for the first and nothing for the rest, or free for the rest, or unlimited $3.99. There's really no way of doing that through the shipping thing that I found and could figure out. And it might just be I don't know. Seems like maybe with the whole redesign and the app, a lot less people are clicking into people's stores and looking at what, they have. I got a feeling that's more of either older people or people who know what they're doing. And older people, I mean like me, people who's been on eBay for X amount of years and know what they're doing, or people who know what they're doing and want to try to combine shipping on multiples. So I got a feeling a lot of people are just probably don't even see the option on the app. I don't even know. I don't really use the app except to take pictures, so I'm not sure. So something has definitely, and it's not for the lack of, because I know some of those bigger media companies like Declutter and all that, I mean, they got the free shipping, and they got a lot of people who come in and just buy a lot of different things. And when I did free shipping for a year to try that, the problem was I had too many onesies. Instead of getting more multiples, I was getting more onesies. And that adds up quick, and you start going backwards, or not. It's not worth it after a while. So that's why I got away from free shipping when I did. It just wasn't worth it, especially on the low dollar media. So that's why I was hoping that whole $3.99 free afterwards would start sparking more interest. And hey, maybe I'm on to some sparking here, being that maybe eBay's got to work perfect for it to really take off. And we know that rarely happens. Do what? Okay. All right. I gotta take the dogs out front, so they're whining. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. There's a man behind the mask, and he's out of control. 3.3. I think a key might be get those orders back. I remember like DVDs didn't sell well, but the people who did buy them usually bought a lot. So maybe this weekend I mean I've got so many DVDs down here and in storage that are not listed anymore. Maybe I need to really, maybe I should work on, when I'm doing my conversion from the glass cubes, I should work on DVDs this weekend. Not all, but a big chunk. And see if that will turn up the bulk buying. Because even yesterday, like when I said it was an almost perfect day, let me go into traffic. I only got 32 promoted, but I'm still in that 30 to 50 range, even though I'm promoting 13,600 less items than I was prior. I still got into that 30 to 50 range, so that's good. But on top of the 32 promoted, I sold 35 organic. And that's what happens when you do lots, because usually there's only one that's promoted and the rest are organic. And a lot of the media yesterday, and of course the 333 stuff is all not promoted. So I always go in, and if you want to check that, I see people saying, 30 days and whatever on the promotions, but you can go into payments and go into the details, and it'll show you if they took a promoted fee out or not. So that's how I know my $3.33 stuff is not being promoted anymore, because I'm not getting charged the promotion fee. So yeah, so 35 and 32, so 67 items. So my dollar per item was a little bit lower, but because of these lots, but my shipping is going to be a lot lower. Well, no. Yeah, my shipping is going to be lower because it's not going to be, I'm not paying, medium mail's $365 now. So I'm not putting 365 times, what was there, 14 items. It's only going to be 365 times 2 items. Well, that was a little bit more because it's over a pound. But you know what I mean? So my cost is not going to be as great, even though my cost, or my daily, sorry, keep hearing them hop around upstairs. My average per item has gone down, but my cost has dropped drastically. Not cost, but cost of goods. Not cost of goods. I'm sorry. You know what I mean. And I started to say supplies. Sorry, my mind's elsewhere. Sorry. You know what, I think you know what I mean. My shipping costs, which is called don't mind me. I'm losing words. All right, onward. Are you ready for a CD lot? Yeah. My brain's not processing at the moment. He laid down out front. He's never done that. So I always look for different things that he does differently. And he went out there and was kind of smelling around. And he kind of started to weave, and he just kind of laid down. So it's got me rattled a little bit. All right, 6 CDs. They're all indie style. I think most of them might even be St. Louis based. All these together. So for $36, headed to San Jose, California. Something called Loose Talk. Something called Reach. New Empire. The Mims, that's local, I know. Social Blunder is local. Was local. And Slapdash local. Let me go get a mailer. Bigger one than a 1, James. I don't think it's gonna work. Okay, find me a 3. No open 3 boxes, so I'll just use a 4. All right now. What? Next up, we got a vinyl. Terry Gibbs, Comfort the People. So for $9.50, headed to Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Something of that nature, anyway. So this type of stuff used to sell pretty quick, and maybe it's just the brand, because I still buy it when I see company-sponsored stuff. The Dish Hopper, Kangaroo Plush. Been in the store for quite a while, but who likes Dish anyway, right? DirecTV's always been better than Dish, at least used to be anyway. This sold for $9, headed to Miami, Florida. I'm waiting for the next DirecTV style business. But instead of bringing in all these various channels, they're actually bringing in all of the streaming apps and all the, where you're not paying $10 a month times 4 or 5 different apps you're using. You can go to one place. One place, one price for Discovery Plus, with Netflix, with, Bally Sports app that I use, and Peacock. You can just go to one place and it's all there, and it's like $10 a month for everything. Something like that will eventually come. It's just, what will it take to get that stuff there? I'm sure so many more apps failed than like CNN Plus failed hugely, from what I understand. So how many others are struggling? Because who wants to pay, $10 here, $6 there, $10 there, across the board for all these different apps? And you got, I don't know. It just seems, maybe it's just my age, but it's very inconvenient. Even though you have a TV and you can go to one of these apps, it just seems so very inconvenient. So there's got to be a way to clean that up, is what I'm saying. Make it easier, make it a lot more user-friendly than what it is. James, maybe you need to come up with something. All right. Even if they don't take the whole thing, see, I think you'd have to take the whole thing. You couldn't just take bits and pieces, because then you would just still be stealing people away from the original. I think you'd have to go all in with each app, each streaming service to make it work. All right, Kansas City toddler hat, Kansas City Royales. Sold for $6, headed to Peyton, Pennsylvania. There's another Pennsylvania. Something as easy as turning on a DirecTV and scrolling through the... Because even Netflix, I spend more time looking for something when I'm like eating lunch and I'm like looking for something quick to watch. I end up spending the whole time looking and I'm done with my food and I don't watch anything. So there's got to be a better way around all that stuff. So. I don't know if you heard that bloop. I think it was Vern laying down in the living room. All right, Paskey Pest Control. Sold for $9.50 at East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. Like, there's so much stuff out there I want to watch, but I don't know where the hell it is, and I don't have time to Google it and figure it out. And then if it's on something I don't have, I'm not going to pay for it to watch, like Clerks 3. Where can I watch Clerks 3? Why don't you just Google and find out, James? Chances are it's going to be on something I don't already pay for, and I'm not going to pay for something just to watch one movie, you know? I'm already tired of paying for the ones I'm paying for. So I got DirecTV. So then we just canceled Disney. Never watched it. Netflix just canceled on its own because the debit card I use, not debit card, but my card that's hooked up to my account went all the way to its limit. For some reason, when I was paying it, it wasn't paying online. So it went all the way to the limit. So everything that went through it declined. So I had to send the money and wait a few days. So during that time, Netflix canceled on its own. So I don't even know if I'll sign that back up. Probably will. But, and then Bally Sports, I don't have to because I sign in through DirecTV to pay for Bally Sports, so I don't have to pay for that. So that could be another workaround too, is more of that type of stuff. I don't know. And then the Peacock, I think I still pay for. I might have canceled that after my dad passed. I had that more for WWE stuff because he always wanted to watch the pay-per-views. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's not as messy as it is in my head, thinking about all that. Maybe there's something out there that I just don't know about. All right, St. Augustine Marina hat. Trucker hat sold for $8. Headed to Boynton Beach, Florida. Hungry. You know what I want? I've been craving for a few days, like small town diner burger and crinkled fries. I don't know where to get that around here anymore. The one place burnt down. And it's not the same as any of the fast food places. I mean, I love Culver's, but it's still not the same as that. It's close, but still not the same as the small diner burger. I could settle for Culver's, I guess. So I got my new bike and my new rims for the bike. I I got some black mags, Skyway mags for it. Those should be here today. And then I got some pink tires, so it's going to make that pink just pop off that black. So it's going to be cool. So I might do that this weekend too. Put that together. Indianapolis Colts Night True snapback hat. Sold for $10. Headed to Indianapolis, Indiana. Get you now. We got Bite Me Alaska hat. Cool bear hat. Sold for $13.50. Headed to Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, this was a quicker flipper. I just put that up day before yesterday. And actually these next two are quicker flippers also. At least I'm getting some offers and stuff coming through. Offers and sales, I guess that's good. Oh, wow. One sale, one offer. I guess that's for some reason it looked like there's more pop-ups coming than that. Next quicker flipper, PGA golf hat. Sold for $12.50. Headed to Largo, Florida. Finally, an international. That's the main thing that is missing usually on shutdown nights is the international orders. This one's going to Switzerland. Augusta Country Club, vintage ball cap. Sold for $10. Those are my favorite train videos to put on. The Switzerland videos. If you put in like Switzerland cab ride 4K videos, they got some awesome scenery in Switzerland. That looks like it. Let's see what other items have sold that I didn't pull yet, though. Oh, pirate ship, you're killing me. So slow. So slow. So slow. You know, you're so slow. So slow. What else we got? We've got, so that Columbia hat sold, I gotta do that, $9.50. Champion brand long sleeve shirt sold for $10. a newer Champion shirt. No, actually it is vintage, made in USA. All right. Rock of the 80s Volume 5 CD sold for $5. Bank Statement self-titled cassette sold for $6.30. And Back to the Future soundtrack, the no barcode made in Japan version. That's one of the earlier prints. Earlier prints are West Germany or Japan. And if they don't have a barcode on the back, yet they're older, like 80s type of stuff, check those out. And type in like Back to the Future CD soundtrack, put no barcode in the title. And that's sold for $10.50. So, but it usually says made in Japan on the disc on those with no barcode. So those are some of the earlier first prints, if you will, of CDs. So, that is all. And, yep. So hopefully everybody has some good weekend sales. Make sure you have fun doing what you're doing. I'm trying to get back into the spirit of things, but seeing Vern every day is kind of drags me down a little bit, but just trying to enjoy my time with him. So thanks everybody for watching, and I shall see you all in the next video. Later.